Welcome to the Daily Breaking News U2 channel. While the largest battle in Eastern Europe since World War II continues, Turkish drones, which were employed at various periods throughout the conflict, are beginning to cement their place in the world. Literature. Drones, which have been active in the region since Russia's invasion and have been a headache for the Russian army, have also begun to shape Turkey's new face in the international military arena. Turkey has now established itself as a prominent drone producer, and several militaries are attempting to add Turkish drones to their military arsenals. Following the events in Ukraine, Turkey's most visible unmanned aerial vehicle is without a doubt the Bayrock Tar TB2. While its strong missile assaults against the Russian army in Ukraine gave the Ukrainian armed forces a significant edge, it also demonstrated that it had a unique utility in monitoring and target recognition. However, the Bayrock Tar TB2 is not Turkey's sole unmanned aerial vehicle. Concerns have been raised about the spread of mines laid by Russia between Odessa and the Bosphorus, which has grown into a crisis in the Black Sea in recent months owing to bad weather conditions. Turkey has been trying for a long time to eliminate these mines. According to the most recent sources, Turkish-made unmanned aerial vehicles play an active part in mine detection and clearance missions with simultaneous operations. The Turkish Navy actively employs TB-2 unmanned aerial vehicles to locate and neutralize Russian mines planted in the region to obstruct any water traffic between Odessa and the Bosphorus. The Turkish defense industry produces the TB-2 unmanned aerial vehicle, which uses radars with synthetic SAR apertures. MADEX and Defense Milsa radar can detect even tiny things, such as floating mines, in all weather conditions and at any time of day. In terms of air security, Bayrock Tar TB2s accompany these activities. Bayrock Tar TB2s have been patrolling often in mine search regions in recent days, according to reports. Furthermore, Bayrock Tar and TB2 patrol the international area of the Black Sea off the Turkish coast and keep an eye on Russian Navy operations. With this measure, Turkey will also prevent one leg of Russia's blockade in the Black Sea, which might spark a global catastrophe. The operation taken out by Turkey will fully eliminate the danger of a Navy shipment from the United Kingdom or another country becoming caught in these mines, as well as ensure the safety of commercial ships passing through the region. As can be seen, Turkish unmanned aerial vehicles not only provide significant help to Ukrainian armed forces in the struggle against Russia, but they also manage to stand out in other military concerns. Bayraktar's TB2s are present at all critical points of his fight in Ukraine. As you may recall, many air defense systems and tanks were struck by missiles fired from Bayraktar TB2 in the early days of the battle, and photographs of this were released. According to a report issued in the second week of April, the Russian army suffered substantial casualties. The Russian army's equipment damaged by Bayraktar TB2 in Ukraine was shared. According to this report, the Ukrainian Bayraktar TB2 destroyed 24 Russian military tanks, 10 air defense systems, 9 helicopters, 6 armored artillery vehicles, 2 command centers, 2 Russian military trains, a Russian radar station, and 1 MLR. We must inform you that this released report only includes Bayraktar TB2 actions during the first 3 weeks of the occupation, and it is only one of the confirmed and video published operations. Indeed, the Ukrainian TB2 in the Ukrainian armed forces is believed to have destroyed hundreds of pieces of Russian military equipment, including at least 4 Russian warships. It is known that Ukraine purchased 36 Bayrock Tar TB2s immediately prior to the Russian assaults, and Baker Defense thereafter resumed delivery to Ukraine. However, the fact that such a small number of weapons in the region can do such severe damage to an army demonstrates a significant advantage for the Ukrainian armed forces. At the same time, we all know that the Bayrock Tar TB2 took part in critical actions for the Ukrainian armed forces, both on land and at sea. The Black Sea Fleet's flagship, the Slav-class Moscow missile cruiser, was damaged by 2 Bayraktar TB2s that were flying in the area to divert attention away from the ship's defense systems. Currently deployed in the Kherson, Kharkiv, and Severodonetsk districts, the Bayraktar TB2 detects the targets of the Ukrainian armed forces' long-range artillery and plays a key role in delivering significant blows to the Russian army. According to reports, the TB2s were largely used in combined operations with the American-made M777 howitzers in Ukrainian artillery. Bayrock Tar TB2s are at the forefront of all significant wars in the region. In terms of its importance, this job opens a significant window. According to Selçuk Bayraktar, one of Bayrock Tar TB2's production partners, Ukraine's destruction of Russian artillery systems and armored vehicles using Turkish Bayrock Tar TV and 2 unmanned aerial drones led to the entire globe becoming a Selçuk Bey client. Bayraktar stated that Bayrock Tar TB2 is performing its job. With a wingspan of 12 meters and gliding to an altitude of 25,000 feet, it destroys the most modern anti-aircraft systems, advanced artillery systems, and armored vehicles, and is capable of destroying tanks and artillery with laser-guided armor-piercing bombs. The TB2 contributed to Russia's overwhelming military advantage. Bay rockets, which can stay in the air for 27 hours and fly 150 kilometers from the control station, are currently the top brand in the unmanned aerial vehicle market due to their low cost and numerous benefits. The Bayrock TB2 is a gray unmanned aerial vehicle with slanted wings and a propeller at the back. It transports laser-guided bombs, is tiny enough to fit on a flatbed truck, and is less costly than comparable systems. Drones from the United States and Israel are defending Ukraine. The Bayraktar became a legend, inspiring the name of a young lemur at the Kiev Zoo, and a charming folk song saying the drone summoned spirits of Russian bandits. In truth, the Ukrainian armed forces' first test using Bayrock Tar TB2s did not begin with the Russian invasion. A facility was erected south of Kiev in October, and it is expected to assemble Bayrock Tar TBD at this factory. A video showing a TB2 strike on an artillery position in the Donbass region of eastern Ukraine was published shortly after this occurrence. Bayrock Tar TB2 and the Ukrainian armed forces all got to know one another. With this occurrence and the capabilities of the unmanned aerial vehicle just recently found, Ukraine's belief in the Bayrock Tar TB2 was strengthened by missions carried out by Bayrock Tar TB2s in the Nagorno-Karabakh war between Azerbaijan and Armenia. The initial days of the fighting were reminiscent of Nagorno-Karabakh. The TB2s are seen in public films, destroying at least 10 Russian missile batteries and damaging Russian supply lines by attacking transport vehicles. However, the release of strike footage has decreased in recent weeks. The primary reason for this was said to be security concerns. Russian President Vladimir Putin attempted to apply pressure on Turkey to halt the shipment of Bayrock Tar TB2s to Ukraine in the early days of the invasion. When this pressure failed to produce results, Bayraktar began making contemptuous remarks about TB2s. Bayraktar recently indicated in his final statement that there were no Russian air defense systems in the operations carried out by TB2s, and that Russian air defense systems had the capability of dropping Bayrock Tar TB2s on site. However, this does not entirely represent reality because, since the beginning of the war, Tar TB2s have operated in regions with Russian air defense systems and have managed to dodge the radars of air defense systems. It even damaged a number of Russian air defense systems. Ukraine is still actively using Bayrock Tar TB2s in the region and will continue to do so. Unmanned aerial vehicles, which have regularly defeated Russian air defense systems, have now established a role in changing the course of the battle. With the release of Baker's latest product, the Bayrock Tar TB3, Turkey is making a significant breakthrough in the drone business in the area. The fate of unmanned aerial vehicles is changing dramatically, with the rise of unmanned aerial vehicle producers other than Baker Defense increasing the quantity of unmanned aerial vehicles in the Turkish weapon arsenal. We think that the Turkish Bayrock Tar TB2 and Anka unmanned aerial vehicles will work together to completely clear the Western Black Sea of mines and stop a global food crisis.